Welcome to Your Brand Amplified, the podcast where we interview marketers, publicists, and brands to learn their stories, what makes them tick, and tips and tricks that make a difference. I am so thrilled today to have Onega Ulanova, new product development team, here on the show. Onega, you have so many amazing stories and interests. I'm so excited to have you here. So thank you.
Thank you, Annika, for having me here. I'm happy to be a guest and share some of those stories.
Well, let's start with where are you from originally and what brought you to the States? Was it work? Was it school?
Definitely. So I don't have an original Louisianian accent, and Louisiana is where I live. I was born and raised in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is a country between Russia and China. So I graduated with my undergrad in Kazakhstan, and at that time, Louisiana Tech University had research relationships with my university back home. So that is how myself and my partner were invited to get our graduate degrees at Louisiana Tech. And in 2010, time flies.
Oh my gosh.
We came to Ruston, Louisiana, a small town, to get our degrees in engineering and technology management. So it was an amazing journey.
Yeah, definitely. My mom is from Thailand and she came to the States for university also for her undergrad. And then she ended up staying. And yeah, so I love hearing people's stories of how they came here and what they got out of it. And you obviously decided to stay.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess I'm not sure about your mom. When I came here, I speak English, like zero English. I was smiling in American way, but that was about it. So yeah, we decided to stay after graduation. We went to work for industry for a couple of years, and America is a land of entrepreneurship. So we decided to launch our company here, and the rest is a history, which is still being built.
And was that the new product development company?
Yes. So this is our first joint venture, Louisiana New Product Development Team. So this is kind of baby. We are growing slowly but steadily.
So what does your company do?
That is an amazing question. So we develop new products. Like people and companies come to us with their product ideas, and we help them with in-depth research. We help them with engineering. We help them with prototyping, with building first samples and manufacture in a full scale here in the States and overseas. So basically, people bring us their product ideas and we make them a reality and market-ready products.
Amazing.
And every day something new.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, it's not specific to any industry?
So we have our 3D ideation process, which is quite industry agnostic, and we've worked with many consumer products, industrial products, healthcare products. But right now we work mainly with B2B segments in low tech industries. We work with healthcare companies and consumer brand companies, specifically in healthcare, pet in segments and hardware. So even though we can work with many and almost all type of hardware products, we start to kind of limit what type of projects we take. And the main reason why we limit that is we will be capable to help those products to reach the market because we already built relationships with buyers, with product scouts. So we will be able to assist them further beyond the product development and product manufacturing. So that is one of the reasons why I decided to kind of narrow down products and projects we take on.
Is there a project or product that has been your favorite so far?
So there are so many projects and products about which sometimes I can't talk, but I want to talk right now about, actually it's our own product. We recently launched Leia menstrual cups. So our menstrual cups were designed by gynecologists, and it's high quality product which serves a quite niche segment, females who have menstruating creatures who have low cervix. And sometimes they have issues and difficulties to find the right solution. But even though it was designed for low cervix cases, but most of the people who try it love it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is what I am right now passionate about. And we are bringing this product to market. So it's already being sold online, but we work with retailers to make sure that it will be available physically in stores. And it's just a great product which not only change life of those who menstruate, but it's also good for your health and our planet. And it saves your budget. So that was one of our favorite. It took us about 2 years to develop the product. So we went through about 200 prototypes and variations. And yeah, it was interesting to test the prototype. So we were lucky enough that we have gynecologists who were able to put her network to test the product and samples. So that was one of my favorites so far. Maybe I'm biased because it's mine.
But also, I know one of the things that's really important to you is being purpose driven and creating impact through your work. And when we see so many places, like I have a nonprofit that I work with in Africa, and I know it's a very big problem in many countries for girls, women, people who menstruate to get the right supplies. And then they have to stay home from school. They miss school. They're considered outcasts. There are so many things that can happen in society, but a solution like the one that you're talking about can help solve much of that.
That is so true. And we right now in conversations with many nonprofits to be able to donate and work with them to supply. So it's a huge stigma. It's stigma in Africa. But still, it's stigma even here in the most developed country. So not everyone wants to talk about it. Everybody wants to kind of close their eyes, and there is like our menstruation doesn't exist, and we don't want to see any other solutions. We don't want to experiment. So it's still taboo here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully every conversation that you have will be able to take it a little bit more out into the public and get people
I hope so.
Conversations.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. So in your personal ethos, right, pushes you to make sure that you are doing products that are meaningful, impactful, that are going to help make changes.
That is an amazing question. And I think what I will share today will be a first time. So about a year ago, I decided to live a very minimalistic lifestyle. So I decided to get rid of many things in my life, physical things. And at that time, it was kind of difficult for me to work in my company and to take new projects, because sometimes when you see a new product, I started to think, does this, do we really need this thing? Is this like, do we need to waste our resources, time, like do all this good and bad impact for the planet? Like, does this thing really need to exist? And that was time when myself and my partner, we both came together and kind of reflected on why we started. And we designed a system on how we select products right now we want to work with. So luckily enough, we're at the stage of the company when we can afford ourselves to be a little bit more selective on products and projects we work. But yes, for me right now, when it comes to our product development team, projects we take on should make sense and make some positive impact and solve actual problem which exists on the market. So
I love that ethos. It's something I think a lot of people are thinking about, and they're struggling with how to make that change in their lives. So the fact you did it in your life, but throughout your entire life, not just your personal, you're also your business and how you approach business and clients.
Yeah. For me, life and business, it's quite the same. So I don't separate them. They're interchangeable, like it's not either or. It's both. I mean, especially when you're an entrepreneur and you have your own business, your business has your own personality. So how you run your company, how you behave, who you are, it reflected in your people, in customers with whom you work, and basically how business being run. So for me, especially if you own your business, I guess you can relate to that. Your personality translates and transforms into that business.
Definitely. And people want to see that authenticity. They want to know that you're the same person. And speaking to that point, you are a triathlete.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. More power to you.
So yeah, triathlon is something what I love doing. That is my distress. That is hour to 2 hours a day when I am alone, when I am with my music or just silent and push my body a little bit beyond its limits. So yeah, endurance sport and triathlon helps me be me and stay balanced and stay calm. So
did you do that before you came to the United States?
No, I actually got into triathlon in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing before that. So my main sport was Taekwondo.
Oh, wow.
So then I started to do some yoga, some running, done about 6 months of kickboxing. And I was like, that is not something what actually turns me on.
Mm-hmm.
And then my friends started to do half Ironman challenges. And I was like, that looks like fun stuff to do. And yeah, and I got into it and got hooked.
Amazing. Do you think that has also helped you with your focus in your business and your entrepreneurship?
Oh my God, yes. Everything worthwhile takes efforts and time. Mm-hmm. And by practicing triathlon, you understand and you realize what you put into the practice, that is what you get out. That is the same thing when it comes to business. How much efforts you put into your business, the outcome might be more positive. Mm-hmm. Then that consistency is a key. You better do small steps every single day versus jump and do like everything in one day. Mm-hmm. The result for a first option will be much, much better.
Interesting.
And then that you need to take one day at a time.
Yeah.
Even though you have bazillion things to do on your to-do list, take it one day at a time. Then it will be manageable. So, yeah. And it just makes you feel balanced, feel you empowered, that you can test and train your body.
Nice. I think that's something that we forget about a lot because we get so busy in the grind, especially as entrepreneurs. We think we just have to focus on business, business, business all the time. But if you actually take yourself out of that, like you're saying, and you pause to do something else that is for you, that also brings those endorphins, right? And all the other good things to help create and promote health in your body, that's going to help you focus better when you do turn back to your business.
100%. And endurance in sport translates into endurance in business. Mm-hmm. So your mental and physical endurance, they're interrelated. And by training one, you train another. So,
yeah. You talked about when you came here, you didn't have English skills. That isn't the language that you learned back home. Were there other challenges that you found in moving to a whole new culture and going through school and then deciding to start your business?
Yes and no. We are lucky enough because we came to Louisiana. Yeah. And Louisiana and South in general, very welcoming communities. So I will be always grateful to Louisiana community at the university, business community, how they accepted and let us grow and supported us through the journey. Talking about the challenges, it was more not external challenge, but internal, I would say. Mm-hmm. Number one is I'm very extroverted. However, I found that I'm introvert during the COVID. Oh. So I like to be around people, and without English and Russian speaking community, it was kind of difficult to communicate. So it was very isolated time for me. However, it became my main motivator to learn English. Mm-hmm. Then I grew up in large city with a lot of entertainment, and even though Kazakhstan is considered as third world country, we are quite developed and we have many things to do. And Rastan at that time was a city of 4,000 people.
Oh my gosh.
So it was a huge cultural change. Mm-hmm. And I guess the third one, it was just realization that right now I am adult and I need to take care of myself. Mm-hmm. that parents and friends and family is not close by. They're close to you, but they're not close by. So that sudden need to grow up maybe was another challenge. But all these three made me stronger. So I would not change a thing. Otherwise, I would not be who I am.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And going back to the product that you've developed, the menstrual cups that can have the ability to help so many. To me, that also says that you are an advocate for women being able to be empowered in their lives.
Yeah.
So I'd love for you to talk about that. Why is gender equality important to you? And how do you incorporate that value into both your personal life and the work that you do as an entrepreneur?
That is an amazing question. So I do like strong people. And my conversation is more about business environments, right? And I do believe that gender doesn't impact and shouldn't be mentioned in any of the business settings. Evaluate people on what they bring to the table or versus what they do, who they are, from where they're coming from.
Right.
And I know that we as females, we have our own, in our genes, right? It was built in us, self-doubt and many other things with which we face daily. And we need to work on those by self-reflection. But at the same time, we never should mention that we are females. That's why we need to have this and that advantage. Build yourself that strong and build that confidence and build that expertise, which will not impact the decision-making of people to work with you. So if you bring value to the table, then people will listen to you. And sometimes you will need to open and knock twice more comparing to others, but you just should kind of do it. We all have differences, but at the same time, take the difference as advantage or disadvantage. It's in our kind of minds. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah. Well,
I do believe that we should keep each other motivated. We should listen to each other, share inspirations or tips and tricks on how to go to the next stage, but don't focus too much on the diversity and build more equality. When we talk about the diversity, we forget about that we are at the same time all equal.
Right.
And if you focus on something like equality, then people will think more about how similar we are versus when we focus on the diversity, when we say how different we are. That is just a universal mindset kind of thing.
Yeah, I think to your point, one of the issues that I've read the statistics that if a woman has 80% of the skill set for a job, she will not apply because she doesn't have 100%. But if a man has 60%, he will apply and he will get the job. So that's speaking exactly to what you're saying is it's our mindset. And we have to be the ones that believe in ourselves and that we're the only ones who really can create the change. We can't wait for somebody else to do it for us. We have to stand up and put ourselves in these positions and in these rooms.
It takes a lot of work to make yourself, but at the same time, nobody will do it but you. Only you can reflect as a person, as individual. Only you can put together thoughts and only you can act. Because if something will be handled to you, you might not take advantage of it and value it that much, if it makes sense.
Yeah. With all of the stuff that you do with your business, your product development, different stages, how do you keep track of it? Because it sounds like that means you have almost like multiple businesses going on at the same time.
Yes, that is an amazing question. So recently we started to use Asana.
I love
It's lifesaver for us. But the main thing is time management and putting priorities. Sometimes it's a challenge, but you kind of know which business or which initiatives has what type of impact on your life and how it's aligned with your bigger vision. So what I do is I usually set percentages of time I dedicate to each of the initiatives. And I know that in one initiative, I have like over 16. It means that I need to wake up at a certain day, at a certain time to manage my overseas team. So you just kind of need to lay down hours a day you work, those productive hours, projects, and how important they are to your current state and your future kind of initiatives, and map out your week.
Yeah.
And never get disappointed if sometimes you do not follow your plan. Because things happen.
Right.
Yeah. So, and another thing, what I learned with the time that as a female myself, right, I like to do and take a lot of on my shoulders without delegating. But when you start planning your week, it's superior important to think what your team will do. Help them to get those tasks and start working on those tasks, and then get yourself busy. Because while they will be working on being effective and producing results, then you can start doing your own work.
Yeah.
So better to think what you could delegate and guide your team, and then start focusing on your main responsibilities.
Yes. Let's talk about AI a little bit. Artificial intelligence has been around for a lot longer than people realize, or machine learning. And I remember, I think in January and February, people were really starting to have the conversations of how to use it effectively because it became more mainstream. So what have you done, and how do you use it in your business? And what do you see as the future of how we can use it as a tool?
It's a tool, it's not a substitution for anything. So we use it daily, and we started to use it even like before when it was in a beta version. It helps to make yourself more efficient. We use it for research purposes, first of all. It helps us to get data we need, even though it's a little bit outdated, but still it gives you a good insight. ChatGPT is a great brainstorming tool when you can just ask weird questions and it provides you weird and sometimes valuable answers. It's very useful, especially for us when we conceptualize new products, when we try to find various applications for already existing products. ChatGPT is the best tool for you to do all the outreach campaigns. Because right now, for you to write an email and such, it's so easy and fast and effective. So there are so many different aspects of AI which should be talked about and worked on. But my main thing is that at this stage, what is the most important is for human not to lose skill to think and use AI as a tool to advance yourself and to save time, but still do all the thinking yourself. So, because if humanity will lose the skill to critically think and brainstorm, and they will just rely on the existing information which AI provides, that could be a scary time in the future. And all those concerns that people will lose the job, if that job didn't require critical thinking, the first question is, should it exist in the first place? But AI will not replace people. They are smarter, they are more creative. And we shouldn't lose the skill because of the ChatGPT.
Yeah, I use it sometimes in my work just to wordsmith. I'll put in something I've written and see how it rewrites it to say, okay, here's a word I didn't think about using that flows better. So I think it's like you're saying, it's a tool that we should use. It should not replace what we do. It can help us come up with more creative statements and concepts sometimes.
And be more productive, right? Because sometimes like writing the entire email based on your bullet points will take you like 10, 15, 30 minutes. ChatGPT can give you within a minute, but still you need to think through, right? You need to read it, you need to reflect it, and not do it blindly kind of thing. So I think we should work on the AI, but at the same time, we should design a process how we, as a human being, as well as our youth, will still learn how to think critically and not rely on information which is readily available. So that is my main concern. In plain words.
No, that's a great concern. Onega, where do you see the company going next, or yourself going next?
That is an amazing question. So we are growing right now. So if we are looking at the realm of a new product development team,
Mhm.
We want to become an engine of new businesses creation. So we want to see more and more of our customers building successful businesses and exiting.
Nice.
So we built a skill to develop great products. And right now we need to put together already existing connections and resources, as well as build new ones to help our clients and our community in general to grow those product-based businesses, sell them, or like buy. So we want to become that engine, not only by developing new products, but growing and selling businesses.
Very cool.
So that is the ultimate goal, and that might include putting together a fund, putting together accelerator program, and just general matchmaking with those retailers and other resources needed to build big company.
Wonderful. I think that's something so needed, particularly you have the viewpoint coming into this of also the immigrant and the woman entrepreneur. And I think often those are the businesses that get overlooked when it comes to the accelerators and the incubators to actually launch businesses successfully. So I'm excited to see what you do with this. And you'll have to come on once you've launched that and let us know.
You should come to Baton Rouge in October. We are putting together a big event. So we will have people from Walmart, hopefully Target, to teach how to properly position yourself and sell products to the market. So you're invited. I will follow up with you afterwards. You should come. It will be very informative.
Yes, it sounds like it. I think I know a lot of people who will want to come to that too.
Yeah, I will share with you. Let's talk about it. And maybe you can have podcasts with other Louisianian businesses and product companies.
That would be really fun. I love that idea. Do you have a favorite quote or motto or mantra?
We are all crazy here. I mean, there are so many. This quote by Jack Welch will kind of reflect what I was saying about planning your time. You have got to eat while you dream. You got to deliver on short-range commitments while you develop a long-range strategy and vision and implement it. The success of doing both, walking and chewing gum, if you will. So you need to have that big vision in your head, whom you want to be when you grow up, but at the same time meet those short-term commitments. Because you need to eat, you need to sustain, you need to manage your team and pay salaries. But you want to have that big vision where you're going, like a North Star.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, so yes, that will be my very related to what I was saying earlier.
And Onega, what is the easiest way for people to learn more about you? Is it through your website?
Yes, definitely. They can follow me on LinkedIn or Facebook. LinkedIn is something where I post rarely. It's more for professional things. Facebook and Instagram is where I post more daily stuff. And work related is our website. It's LA New Product Development Team, LANPDT.com.
Fantastic. So. And then for your Instagram, is it your name or?
Yes, it's my first name and last name. It's a little bit challenging, but yeah, you can Google it. You will find it.
Fantastic. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience today that we left out?
I don't know. The main thing is to dream big and act upon those dreams and take no as a challenge and the challenge to turn those no's to yes. Reflect on your day and on your life. It helps you to stay balanced and to kind of live calm life, because if we do not reflect, we got so much noise in our head and that noise puts stress, and we don't like stress. And the third one is right now is the greatest time to build new companies, develop new products, being lean, yet effective, because even though it's a little bit of recession, soon the market will go up. So if you ever had any idea of starting a new business, this might be a time.
Fantastic.
So, yeah. And you have just one life. If you want to do something, you should do it preferably now.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is not guaranteed.
No. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. It's been really lovely to get to know you and to learn about your business and everything that you pour into it. You've really given us some tangible advice that entrepreneurs can use to think about how they can structure and set up their own businesses. Or if they have an idea and they don't know where to go, they can come to your company, to LA Development. So awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I will follow up with you about the Baton Rouge event. I want to see you.
Fantastic. I would love that. And to our audience, thank you for listening to another episode of Your Brand Amplified. I'm Annika Jackson, and I'll be back again in a few days with another fantastic expert interview. Want more? Check out amplifywithannika.com or follow me on socials at amplifywithannika.